So, hey guys, I'm so excited to be here with you tonight to talk about what was a super awesome episode, in my opinion, last night because, guys, we are so close to the big A reveal, which I hope they're not just playing with this because I gotta be totally honest, I'm not 100 on that. I'm not sure if they're kind of playing with this, but I'm hoping that they're not. But anyway, where do we start? I guess let's start with Allie because it looks like that next week we're going to find out if she is found innocent or guilty. And I'm really curious what you guys think about her. Do you think she's going to be found guilty or innocent? Because a lot of the stuff that was coming out in the trial was just not good for Allie. Let's just be totally honest here. And I just want to say hey to all of you who are in the room right now. And if you haven't said hey on the little chat on the sidebar, totally say hey to me. So I know who is watching. You can even tell me like where you're from, but quick shout outs to Eva, Jennifer, Sassy, Amy, and Brooke so far. So what are your thoughts about Allie? Is she going to be found guilty or innocent? And let's talk about the other thing. Well, there were so many things that I thought were like super important, but Andrew, I totally think that they are playing with us with Andrew. Like, I've been reading a lot of theories since last night, and people are like, oh, Andrew is A, Andrew is on the A team. And I'm like, no, he is so overly obvious. And if you've watched my videos or if you've joined me in these chats before, what do I say every time? Like, if someone is overly obvious on this show as being a villain, then there's something else going on. So I think he's annoying, but I don't think he's A at all. Even though he was like outside of Mona's house stalking, and even though he said he pretty much freaking hated Mona and that the world was like a better place without her, Eva's telling me that Allie's going to be guilty because in the promo she's back in jail. So that's what I'm thinking because that's what the trial seems like anyway. So let's hear your thoughts on Andrew. And I have honestly bashed this poor guy. And I say poor guy because I feel like I've bashed like the actor, but I bashed him in my videos. I just think he's creepy. I don't like him at all. But I'm just going to throw out this little sidebar here. If any of you have watched the new Netflix series, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, the guy who plays Andrew is actually in that series, and he was in the episode I happened to watch last night, and he's like adorable. So I take back anything bad I said about you. I was just talking about Andrew the character because you as an actor, whatever your name is, you're really good. Actually, really like you. Okay, so Brooke's saying that I think she will be indicted. I think you mean that A will make it hard for her. Yeah, I just, we have more. This is not like, if this was going to be like the total end of PLL this season, I think maybe she would be found not guilty. But since we have so many episodes left, I'm thinking it's not looking good for her. So yeah, but I haven't heard any of your thoughts about Andrew yet, and I'm still curious, but I will move on to something else. We are still throwing around this whole Varjak thing, and they made some progress with like the phone number because they realized the phone number from that pizza receipt that Emily found was also the phone number that was in those personal ads that we had seen in the paper before. But they're not really getting anywhere by calling that number. So we still don't know who Varjak is. My first question for you guys, do you think Varjak's identity will be revealed in the next episode or in the finale? And two, who do you think Varjak is? Because there's tons of theories about that. My initial theory is that Varjak is Ezra. That kind of went along with my theory last night when Arya got a call from Varjak because she's like, I've never called him. Like, how does he have my number, him or her? Because we still don't know. It could be a girl. So what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm curious. And I was really happy to see an A clip at the end of last night's episode. And I don't know, you let me know if it's just me because anytime I see like an A clip, I totally get a man vibe. I mean, we saw the return of the parrot again, and I can't remember his name. I think it's Parrot, which obviously means something. And you saw that the Varjak like social security card was being shredded. So the bird is important. And I just get this total man vibe. Like I have always thought that A is going to be a guy, even though like I would totally be down with A being one of the girls, especially like Arya, because I support those theories, but I still think it's a guy. I hope your name is Poland. I hope I'm saying that right. Is saying that wondering if Caleb could be Varjak. I've received a lot of comments and tweets about Caleb being A or Varjak. And, you know, the show's never really made him appear to be a villain or appear to be A or Varjak or, you know, someone sinister. So I can see that from that point because anyone they make look really bad is usually not. But I don't know. And he totally has the tech savvy thing going for him. And he has like a shady past. Like we don't know what has happened in his past. We know he's had some issues. So we may be able to feel sorry for him. But I would really hate that because, guys, I really like Caleb. And he seems so genuine. But I get that vibe. I get that vibe from you guys. I totally understand where you're coming from on that. Brooke is asking, why do you think they had the screwdriver from the ice cream place, like in the lab place? Yeah, it said something like a clown's name or something, which that's come up a few times before. I don't know. And Brooke is like, I could be wrong, but didn't one of the girls take the screwdriver when they were at the ice cream factory? Yeah, possibly. Okay, I'm getting some messages that the video is missing from this chat. So let me know if you are not seeing this video. I've had a lot of issues earlier today with YouTube trying to set up this live chat. So I thought we were good to go. But if not, can you please let me know because we may have to postpone this for another time because I'm having one person saying they can't see it. So, okay, Abigail, are you seeing the video? I see that you're commenting. I'm really sorry. There have been so many different issues between YouTube and then iTunes. And I was going to tell you guys near the end of this that I always get my screen grabs from, I buy the episodes on iTunes and I get my screen grabs. So I tried to buy PLL this morning. And the iTunes store, if you have tried to buy anything on iTunes, you know that it has been down like all day, seriously, like all day. So I'm going to have to delay my recap video because I can't get those screen caps. And I want those to make the video better. So if a couple more people could let me know, are you seeing this video? Because I think Abigail is. Aya is here. What's up, Aya? If anyone else is having issues, let me know. If there's like 5 people who can't see the video, then we are still having technical difficulties. Yay, Abigail can see it. Okay, awesome. So I was really concerned because, guys, I was really close to not being able to do this today because there were so many issues. Let's get back on target. Okay. Let's talk about what they found, what the girls found in Mona's room. So they found a mirror. And the funny thing was, A had been in the room and like had totally torn it apart looking for something. And I believe it was Spencer who opened up that big mirror on her dresser or on like her vanity and found that message with like those cryptic words. And from some things that I was reading today on, you know, different blogs and on Twitter, some people think they have deciphered that message, that really weird cryptic message from Mona, that it spells out Charlie De Laurentiis. Okay, now when I hear that, I'm thinking twin theory. I'm thinking Charlie maybe is Jason, another name for Jason, or maybe Jason had a twin Charlie who's not around or is in Radley, or you know. Thanks, guys, for letting me know that you see me. That makes me feel better. What do you think about that? Have you guys seen that theory where people have like deciphered that message? Or what does that message mean to you? I am very interested in who Charlie De Laurentiis is and wondering, you know, I still think with all the hints out there, I still think they're going to do some kind of twin theory thing. And I have always kind of felt like it was going to be in the De Laurentiis family because let's be honest, that family is really screwed up. All right. So what are your thoughts about that? So for those of you who are just joining, hi, Ina and Sassy and Jackie and Aya and Abigail. Let's go back to Andrew because no one has commented on Andrew in this live chat tonight. And let me tell you, I get so many tweets, so many comments on my videos about Andrew. And I'm just like, I'm dying to know your thoughts because the show is pushing us so hard into the Andrew was A or on the A team or is out to get the girls, you know, pushing us into thinking that way. So do you guys think that or not? And what I think is that he's like a red herring. They seem to do this like near the end of every season. They throw someone out there. They're like, this person's obviously A. They've kind of done it with 2 people this time around because they were pushing us in the Mike direction. They've cleared that up. Like I've always said, I thought that was way too obvious. I did not consider him being A. And now they're pushing us in the Andrew direction. And I think every time they do that, they're basically trying to make us not look at who is A. And if you guys follow Marlene on Twitter, and I'm sure if you have Twitter, you do, she was saying that so many people have been asking her so many questions and throwing out a lot of theories, and that we are getting really close. And she's at the point where she can't really answer much more because she's going to give it away. So I thought that was really exciting. Abigail says she read on Twitter that Andrew could be Charles De Laurentiis. They do look alike. Oh, man. Yeah. I could see Andrew being, yeah, that would really explain some stuff, because that's why he might be so interested and so mad at Mona. And so maybe he's not really into Arya. He's just trying to get close to her. I love that. Jennifer saying that she does not think Andrew is A. Completely don't. Totally agree with you. Ina saying Andrew is probably nothing or helping A. He is not a big Mona fan. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, let's just think about this. You don't have to be working for A. You don't have to be A or be on the A team to have an issue with Mona. Mona was a strange girl, and she did a lot of weird things while she was alive, even though she still could be alive, I guess. So she probably angered a lot of people, and they didn't even know what the heck A was, okay? Amy's saying Andrew is not A, but could be hiding something, or he just really hates Mona. Yeah, and the best thing I've heard on here is from Abigail saying that, you know, she read on Twitter that someone said this Charles De Laurentiis person, he might be part of the De Laurentiis family. He may be like Jason's, I don't know if he could be Jason's brother, because I believe Jason's older and Andrew's still in high school, but he could totally be like a lost, you know, brother. He's not maybe his twin, but he could be a brother, you know, younger brother. Rick's like, Andrew is so annoying. I just want him to leave. Totally agree with you. I feel you on that totally. But he could probably be helping A. Yeah, I mean, I think there is probably something up with him. And that is something else that I hope that gets cleared up, you know, like in this season. I hate when they drag people along. But what's funny to me is that they have brought Andrew in before, and he was kind of like a minor character. I mean, he had a lot of stuff going on with Spencer, which it looked like they were going to hook up at one point. But which could be that he was just trying to get in with like any girl he could, like any girl who was having boyfriend issues or who was single. He was trying to get in to get info because he has like an ulterior motive, but I still don't think he's A. Jackie's like, I would hate it if Andrew ended up being A. Totally agree with you there. Anna's like, he was such a nerd. Okay, I like that. He was a nerd like Mona was. Maybe he can relate because he was, you know, dorky, and now like a cool girl likes him, and he's like in the inner circle, kind of like how Mona, like, you know, remade herself and her image. I like that. Trey, what is up? Glad to see you here. Eva is back, so she can see me again, which is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Abigail says Allie's twin. Who do you think Allie's twin is, if Allie has a twin? You know, if you've read the books, Allie had a crazy twin sister, so I don't know if they're going to go with that. I've been talking to a lot of people about Bethany and Sarah, and a lot of people think that perhaps Sarah is the person who died and that Bethany's still out there somewhere, and people still think Bethany is part of the De Laurentiis family. You know, I don't know. Like, my greatest hope for, well, let me just tell you about the season finale. Number one, if they try to pull a, you know, fast one on us, and if they're like, if they won't tell us who Big A is, I'm going to be upset, because, I mean, how many promos have you seen and how many tweets have you seen from the show writers and from Marlene saying that this is for real, they're going to reveal Big A? So if they don't, it's kind of annoying because they've done this to us so many times. Secondly, if they don't do that, or in addition, like my ultimate dream finale would be that we find out who Big A is and they clear up some of these things, like who is in the barrel, what's Andrew's deal, is Mona dead or alive? I mean, there's so many little things I would love to have cleared up that they keep dragging along. Aya saying the sound is out. I am so sorry, guys, if you're having any issues. I'm going to keep going with this. If I get tons of comments, we can end it early that we're having, but I've just had a lot of technical issues with YouTube, and I'm so sorry. I think they're having some issues. Elizabeth says, I think they're bringing in more and more suspects to lead us off the real trail. Yes, I completely agree with you. That is really what they're doing here. And I think they've done that really successfully for a long time. They're just trying to distract us. Hello, Stephanie from Sweden. So awesome that you could join us. That's great. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see what else we can discuss from last night's episode. So what I thought was cool, I mean, maybe not cool, but funny, is that Jashly, the whole Jashly secret by Jashly, I mean, Jason and Ashley, that is exposed now. Somehow that was, discovered by the prosecutor, and Jason has to tell all that. But Ted, what do you think Ted's gonna do? I mean, he seemed kind of supportive. I don't know about that. That was weird, but we all knew that was gonna come out. Like, she can't keep that under wraps forever, because A is probably feeding that into the prosecutor. The prosecutor had a lot of information. Like, he knew that Allie was not kidnapped, and that was all made up. Ina's saying that Caleb was strange in this episode. Okay, Brooke saying the guy from the Lost Woods Motel was at Allie's trial. Very good catch, because I didn't catch that. Damalia is not able to comment from her phone, and I don't know. I've not tried to do one of these from my phone, so I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. But actually, I can see your comment, so thumbs up. You got it to work. Okay, Cece could possibly be Big A, says Sassy. Lots of people have tweeted me, messaged me that Cece could be A. Yeah, I totally see that. And sometimes I wonder if she's not part of the De Laurentiis family. But honestly, that girl is like never on the show. If that's who Big A is, like, man, that's just really a letdown, unless she just has some awesome backstory that we're not aware of yet. Okay, so Abigail's saying, can anyone answer? Why haven't we seen Toby in like 3 episodes now? So strange, as he and Spencer were so close. Well, I don't have maybe the real answer for this, but it seems like on PLL there's a lot of characters, unless it's like the girls, who don't show up in every single episode. And I think they want us to believe like he's super busy being Officer Toby and with the police force. And, we know there's issues with Spencer and him. So I think it isn't really a clue that he's missing, and it's not something bigger, but I don't know. Trey says, could A and Varjak now be a part of the jury? Well, that is a great thought, and I have never heard that before. And it seems like Allie is going to be found guilty, so I would not doubt it. But if we see like the jury and we don't see people we recognize, then maybe not. Aya saying maybe Hannah and Allie are sisters. Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I've thought this so many times. There have been a lot of hints about them looking alike. And at one point, like I live tweet during the episode. So Kelly_TV is my name on Twitter. So follow me. We can live tweet together during the shows. But I was like looking at my phone, and I looked up and I saw them both like in the jail outfits. But I was looking at Hannah, and for a second I was thinking Allie. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is not Allie. That is Hannah. So they do. When they're in the same clothes, they even really, really look alike. All right. Ted, according to Poland, was weird in this episode. Yeah, he was weird. And the fact that he can just like get over all this stuff, and he's like, it's the past is the past, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a dream man, I guess. But sounds a little bit weird. And a lot of, honestly, some people have been like, we should suspect Ted, because I've joked about the fact that he's the only person I've never suspected. But now, in Rosewood, who is innocent? Nobody. Like, everyone's a suspect. Ina saw Toby in the previews for next episode. I did too. So we will see him again, thankfully. Damalia says that most of the finale has been leaked through spoilers, and she's upset about it. I have read one of them, and I did not like it because someone really wanted me to read that on YouTube. They sent me a message about it, but I'm trying to stay away from the spoilers because, guys, a lot of times they are right. I remember the whole episode where we're shot. I actually knew about all of that before it happened. And I was just like, seriously? Like, I hate the fact that those are online. I try to stay away from them because even if they suck, I don't really want to know what happens, because like I want to find out as I'm watching the show. Great point Eva makes, but I'll have another side to that. She's saying that Keegan, who plays Toby, was promoting his book. However, he has been promoting it lately because I follow him on Twitter and Instagram. But I think this was filmed a couple of months ago, so he might have been free then. I don't know. Amy's saying, if Jason believed that Allie was innocent from the start, why did he lie to Arya saying he thinks she's guilty and told Ashley that he didn't want to see her? This just goes to show you like how shady Jason is, and that's the reason he is in my top 3 or 4 people who could be A, even though we all know he's my boyfriend and I love him. And, he looked great, by the way, last night in the suit, but whatever, sometimes criminals are cute. What can you say? But, or crazy people are cute. So I think if he's not A, I think he's probably got some serious issues because he grew up with a really crazy mom and probably a crazy dad. Yeah, Jackie's saying that she felt that it was weird how Ted was set on staying there. Me too. Like, I thought it was going to be over between Ted and Ashley, and he was just like, oh yeah, it's okay, it's no big deal. I'm like, what? Okay. Elizabeth saying, I feel like all of the girls have at one point been on the A team, but none of them are big A. That is a good observation. And Sassy is bringing up a point that I totally wanted to bring up to you about the French music. That singer is Edith Piaf. It's some super old music. It was a huge theme of last night's episode. A great point that Sassy makes is that she's saying it could lead to Cece because when she fled to France and she was speaking French. We were told that it was like music that Mona liked, but that's really good, Sassy. That's really, really good. I don't know. That's a great, great clue. Yes, love it. And then Sassy's also saying this is a stretch, but I think I found the name of the French song and the woman who sings it was blind, so it could lead to Jenna. Wow, okay. I don't know a lot about Edith Piaf, but wow, that's really interesting as well. Demaya saying Jason is A. Stop it. No, it's okay. He might be because he's one of my suspects. And so is Ren. We still haven't seen Ren in such a long time. Like, what is up with that? Please tell me. Okay, Abigail is in the UK and watch on Netflix, so I don't see previews for next week. Yeah, and that's bad because I watch them live, obviously, on IBC Family in the US, but I also purchase them the next day on iTunes, but iTunes never has the previews. So if you don't watch it live, you kind of miss out on the whole preview promo experience, which is not so great because there's a lot of good little things in there for next week. What you might be able to do, though, Abigail, I'm not sure, but they may put that up on YouTube at some point. If anyone knows, let her know. Aya is saying the French song could lead to Mona, too. I think she's not dead. A lot of you guys are saying Mona's still alive. That's something I really hope that will be answered. Like, if she's alive, like, I want to know that in the finale. Like, if she's alive and they tell us, so like in the summer or something, that's not cool. Like, let us know now. Okay, let's see. Charles sounds British like Ren, according to Demalia. Possibly, yeah. Elizabeth's thinking Sarah Harvey might possibly be Cece. We know there is more to this whole Sarah Harvey mystery, but what it is, we don't know. And that's a storyline that's been going on for so long. Like, please clear this up. Or maybe it's such a big piece of all this story that they can't clear it up yet. Breon, I'm sorry that you can't comment. We had some of the same issues last week, and I apologize. If I could fix those issues, I totally would, but I don't know how. Matthew was trying to say something about Charles, but he got cut off, so I'll wait for you to respond there. Okay, Ina, one of the messages Emily heard from Johnny's machine, very good thing to bring up, yes. It was about a dog in a gate, reminded me of Jason and Allie's dog, and I think that message was, the dog didn't run away, I let him out. Like, it sounded like a mean person who, like, let their dog go or someone's dog go. And we all knew that machine, that crazy futuristic machine of Johnny's, was going to come back and play a role. So now Emily is hearing things, and then she hears that French music. So, yes. Okay, so Matthew's saying the anagram of Charles de Laurentiis is too easy. Possibly, because I don't know if there even is a Charles de Laurentiis, and I didn't figured this out. I just saw this retweeted a zillion times on Twitter. So I don't know. I don't think that's coming from like anybody official with PLL. I think a fan figured this out. If I'm wrong, let me know. So, Brooke saying they do put them up on YouTube, but I have to watch them on there because in Canada, they don't have the promos. Okay. So Abigail or anyone else, you can find like the promos on YouTube so that you know what's going to happen or a few things that are going to happen next week. Okay. So let's talk about a couple other things here. Well, let me read a couple more of your messages. Sassy saying the last episode, A sent the girls a text about starting on a clean slate. Yes. Then in last night's episode, Ted said something really similar to Ashley. Sassy, you are a genius. Yes, he did. He sure did. Yes, he really did. He told her, the past was the past, and this is something like clean slate. I don't remember, but something like that. Oh my gosh. All right. Eva saying the promos are on YouTube at 9 after the show. So subscribe to Pretty Little Liars or Pretty Little Liars promos here on YouTube. Then you will get all those if you're not getting them where you are. Hi, Julie. Thank you so much for joining us. Breon's asking what happened to Talia. Wasn't she supposed to be staying at Emily's house? She has disappeared, and I'm really hoping she has gone for good. But yeah, she was supposed to crash at Emily's house for a while, so not sure what's going on with that. Hopefully we got rid of Johnny too, because he was actually supposed to leave the barn. So that would be super. Okay, Poland says that I think those secrets from Donnie's machines were all a huge clue. Yeah, and I will, when I get that episode from iTunes, whenever that starts working again, I'm going to watch that several times to see if I can catch anything from that machine. Okay, Allie's grandma and grandpa, according to Eva. Are we talking about Charles De Laurentiis? Possibly. Okay, Abigail says, I thought the voice on Johnny's machine talking about the dog sounded like Andrew. Okay, yeah, I did kind of, like I said, I usually by the time we have this live chat, I have watched the episode like 2 or 3 times. I haven't been able to do that, but I'm going to study that and see what I think about that voice. Demalia is saying that Mona Crap doesn't make sense. If she knew his name was Charles, you trying to tell me she didn't know who it was? She thinks Mona's a liar. I don't believe anything these characters say. I mean, let's go a step further. I don't even believe what the writers say because they've honestly like told us some lies like so many times. Elizabeth says Ted is too nice. The people who originally seem nice usually end up being the worst. You're completely right. Now, if anyone thinks he's A, I think I would say no to that at this point, but it's always the least likely. And as I've said before and laughed about it, Ted is really the least likely on the show. And the fact that he's a minister or a pastor or whatever makes him seem even better. We don't know. We don't know what he's up to. We don't know his deal. So, and you know how many times Ashley has been messed with by A. So why wouldn't someone who's trying to be mean get close to Ashley? Because she's really had a lot of issues, okay? Natasha was watching on the phone and she couldn't comment, but thankfully she got on her computer, so she's now able to comment. So thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate that. Okay, so we just have like 4 minutes left, and I'm just going to leave that for you to share your theories and ask questions and all that good stuff, so we can just eat up the rest of that time doing that. Matthew's also saying that the guy sounded like Jason. I was thinking Jason when I watched it, but I'm going to watch it a couple more times to see if I'm thinking Jason or Andrew or someone else. It struck me as like a really rude thing to say because I'm an animal lover and I have 2 dogs. So the fact that someone let someone's dog leave really upset me. And a lot of times someone who is a very evil person or like even a killer, they're mean to animals. So maybe that is connected, or maybe I'm totally stretching things. I don't know. I will leave you with this question. Do you think we will actually find out who Big A is in the finale, or do you think we will get a clue, or they're just kind of playing with this again, or what? Because honestly, I do not think we're going to find out who Big A is. I really don't, because I think that is just like it's the driving force that keeps us coming back all the time. I mean, but I could be wrong because Marlene is swearing on Twitter that that's what we're going to find out. And they promo it to death and they say we're going to find that out. So I don't know, but I'm just thinking that we're not going to, because I just know what it's like. And you guys know what it's like to be a PLL super fan. And you know what kind of games that they played with us in the past. So that is all I'm going to say about that. Okay, so we have like 2 minutes. Ina's saying we're probably just going to get a clue. And how do you guys, I mean, what do you think about that? If we just get a clue, or we don't get much of anything, or they don't even really address it, or they make it seem like someone ridiculous, what are you going to think? Matthew is also saying that we're just going to get a clue. So does Jennifer. So does Cobain House. I mean, I'm going to be honest. That really kind of bothers me, because I think that we deserve more. I really do. I think we don't have to know who it is at this point, but if you tell us you're going to tell us, you need to tell us. I just think it's wrong, especially to do it so much, to promote it so much on Twitter, to have so many promos. I just don't think it's right. Sassy, I have not seen the Canadian promo, but I will look that up after this is over. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube. Trey said, they said once the finale is over, we'll have all these major clues, so we should be able to piece it together and figure it out. Okay, well, whatever. We've been all trying to do that forever. Ina's like, if we find out if it's a boy or a girl, that's progress. Yeah, I would be happy to know that, but still, don't say you're going to tell us who Big A is and don't tell us who it is. Like, that's just not cool. Abigail says she also thinks it'll just be a clue like hair color or gender. I think we will find out for sure, according to Abigail, at the end of 6A. Natasha says we better find out who Big A is next week. I'll be so disappointed if we don't. The show is all kinds of crazy. You're right. Not knowing who Big A is keeps us watching. That's why I think they're not going to tell us. Matthew's asking how about the barrel? They kind of said in last week's episode that the bones were like fragments and they were too small to be able to get the DNA. I think they're going to drop that. I don't think we're going to get anything more from that. And Elizabeth's saying, I'm trying not to get my hopes up, so if they don't, I won't be as frustrated. And that's kind of how I feel. I am not going to expect anything, because when we had like the Ezra drama, I had my hopes like way up that he was going to be A, and they like crushed them. So, you know. So anyway, this has come to the end of our chat now, and I just want to say, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I normally get those PLL like comprehensive recaps of the week's episodes. I usually put those up Wednesday night. iTunes is having some massive issues, so I'm not able to get my screen caps. So maybe tomorrow until I get that up, but it will be up soon, and I reply to everyone. So please join our little community. I love all of you guys and think of you as like my PLL family. Larissa, what's up, Larissa, is saying that I somehow think that we may see A walking into his or her apartment or house and see like a family photo or an item we know for sure belongs to a specific person, like Ezra's typewriter. Yeah, that would be super cool if we got like a massive clue and then we could all figure it out or kind of have a good idea. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this tonight and chatting along with me. This video will be up on my YouTube channel, so if you want to make more comments in like a few minutes, I will totally come in and reply so we can keep the chat going later tonight. So it was great seeing all of you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.